This is my audience. The weekend of July 7th, 2012, the Gardner family and some friends went out to the lake for a camping weekend. They went tubing and fishing and just enjoyed being out on the boat together and spending fun quality time together. After a long day of tubing, the kids got tired and wanted to go back to the camper and rest, so Joe and his wife Susan decided that that would be a good time to go to the marina and fill the boat up with gas and also just get some food and just enjoy time together. On the way to the marina, a storm looked like it was coming in, but it was not forecasted until later that evening for a storm, so they decided to go anyways. The wind started picking up and the water started getting a little bit more rough, and a gust of wind blew under their boat and it flipped the boat. The boat was out of control because the motor was still running and it was spinning in circles around Joe and Susan. Susan was struggling to swim, so Joe pushed her up to the surface of the water and towards safety. Between treading water, helping Susan, and trying to calm the boat that was spinning but also trying to avoid it, Joe became tired and he drowned and was not wearing a life jacket to help him stay afloat. Because we are at the end of July right now, I know all of you have been out on a boat, I'm sure, but let me ask you something. Were you wearing a life jacket when you went out on your boat? Keeping a life jacket in the boat near you does not count. It can help, and it is better than not having one in the boat at all, but it is so much better to have it on your body when you're out on the boat in the water than to just have it close by. You could get knocked unconscious, or you could get ejected from the boat away from the life jacket, and then it wouldn't save you or serve any purpose at all. Life jackets should always be worn when you're in a boat because you never know what could happen. It's a law in some states for adults to have to wear a life jacket, but in many it is for kids and young teens to have to wear one. But it should be a law for everyone of all ages in all places to have to wear a life jacket when they are on a boat on the water. Most accidents happen suddenly without any forewarning, and a lot of times they happen within a close reach of land. The factors that play into boat wrecks are sun, wind, waves, darkness, alcohol, and more. According to pfdma.org, it takes 60 seconds for an adult to drown, but only 20 seconds for a child to drown. After the boating accident, if the victim is wearing a life jacket, they can usually die quickly because few people are taken by surprise, can remain afloat for much longer without a life jacket. In nearly 75% of the accidents, the victims are dead within 15 minutes because they grow tired and can't keep themselves up between the weakening of their muscles and just from all the shock that they're going through, according to wearlifejacket.com. Life jackets are made with many different features that are made to save lives. They have bands that reflect light on them, they have distress whistles, and as everyone knows, they float. According to the World Health Organization, drowning is the third leading cause of unintentional injury death worldwide and the third leading cause in the U.S. And it is accounting for 7% of all injury-related death in the world. On average, there are 372,000 deaths that related to drowning in the world. And 70% of all boating accident fatalities are resulted from drowning. And 85% of those drownings are from the people not wearing life jackets. Just imagine what would happen if that 85% of people had been wearing a life jacket and if they would still be alive today. No matter how much people know that wearing a life jacket does save their lives, they still come up with so many excuses, which is why I think that it should be a law. Because if it is a law, then people can't come up with excuses because they will have penalties such as fines or tickets or anything, and then they will want to wear it. It's like wearing your seatbelt. Wearing your seatbelt is a law, so everyone wears it and no one comes up with excuses. So wearing a life jacket should be a law just like that. According to boatmag.com, there are the 5 most popular excuses, such as, I have life jackets on board. Like I said earlier, when you have a life jacket on board, that can't really help you sometimes. You could get knocked unconscious and you won't be able to grab it, or you could get flipped from the boat away from it and then you won't be able to grab it if it's in a different compartment, or if it's just next to you and you get separated from your life jacket, you might be too weak to swim to it or something. Some people say that I'm a strong swimmer. I'm a strong swimmer it can help you in some circumstances, but being a strong swimmer won't always help. You could be tired for quite a while and then you won't be able to keep yourself up for much longer. Being a strong swimmer doesn't technically mean how long your endurance lasts, and having a life jacket helps you stay up above the water. It's too hot and it doesn't look cool. Would you rather look cool and be risking your life, or not look cool and be potentially saving your life? It gets in the way. That's just a silly excuse to me, because just because something gets in the way isn't a reason for you to not wear it, because it could help you. Nothing is ever going to happen to me. You never know what is going to happen to you in your life. You never know what could happen to you, because nobody ever thinks that something is going to happen to them until it does. Some even say that they cost too much, but purchasing a life jacket is definitely a purchase that is worth making. Imagine this. What if the life jacket you have in your boat right next to you, you just simply put on your body and buckled it? How hard is that to do? Would it be worth not looking cool to save your own life? Think about all the lives that could be saved if we decided to wear life jackets when we are on boats, or if wearing a life jacket became a law, and made our friends and other passengers along with us. What if we made them wear life jackets too? There are no excuses for not wearing a life jacket. You may be a great swimmer, but that doesn't help. You could eventually get tired and you won't be able to hold yourself up anymore. Joe Gardner grew up in a marina. He grew up in Maryland near the ocean, and being in the water was nothing new to him. He was a very strong swimmer, and yet he still was not safe being a strong swimmer because he got tired and he couldn't help himself. Making it a law could have saved him his life, and wearing a life jacket could have saved his life. Making it a law for people to wear life jackets prevents people from making silly excuses, and it can save lives.